first port of call is Kralendik in Bonaire, which is just behind me. It's quite a colourful place, although there are very dark clouds above, and I'm sure I just expect a little bit of rain. So I've got an excursion booked for today, which is the highlights and the beach. So hopefully I'll get to see some flamingos and see the salt flats. I'm not too fussed about the beach, but sometimes they can be nice. But if the weather's like this, I don't know. I'm not so convinced. After that, I've got another excursion as well, which is the Trail of the Arawak Indians. Just behind me are the salt flats. You can see the big mountains of salt. So this is where lots of salt is produced to go around the entire world. The actual water here, it's got a certain bacteria in it that turns the water pink. However, because it's not the best weather, although the sun is slowly starting to come out, usually the water looks really bright pink. Unfortunately, it doesn't look so at the moment. So this is some of the sea salts that I've just picked up, which is produced over there. So the island is actually part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and there are 6 around the Caribbean, which is so. And this island actually is the home of Harry Belafonte, and Harry Belafonte actually tried to enrich the island a little bit. He tried to build a few things here to make it more appealing to tourists, but didn't quite work out quite how he planned, so he ended up selling a lot of the land back to the government. So we're now at the area of some slave huts. There are various slave huts around the island. These ones are painted yellow. The reason being is because the master who owned the slaves here, he had a yellow house, so he wanted to show the slaves that he owned lived in yellow houses. You'd get up to about 7 different slaves per house here, just to get an idea of how small these buildings are. They are tiny, absolutely tiny. So this is one of the huts. This actually looks like a slightly bigger hut, so let's see if we can go inside. It's absolutely tiny. 7 people sleeping in here. They'd have to be on top of each other. I just don't know how you'd get 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5, I think would be a real struggle. So the lighthouse just there is Willemstoren Lighthouse. I think it's the most famous lighthouse on the island, apparently. I don't know much more than that. So this is our last highlight stop before we go to the beach. The weather's still not great, although the sun is coming out a little bit. And 50 miles south of Bonaire is the northern tip of South America, where you'll find Venezuela. On the ground around here, and quite a lot of the islands, you'll find these kind of rocks, which are coral. They're actually really beautiful, but you're not allowed to take them off the island. I don't think it'll be difficult to smuggle one off when you're on a cruise ship, but if you get caught, I think there's a hefty fine.
They might find these in the tourist area somewhere. So back on here. You'll find out.
So I'm on a beach in Bonaire. There's not much beach to walk along, unfortunately, before you go into the sea, and you can't go too deep because you have to avoid the dark bits of water, because it's where a lot of seaweed is, which the turtles feed off of. They want to keep the turtle population thriving here. So the sun's come out a bit more now. It's kind of a bit in and out. Seen a couple of flamingos, but a bit of a distance, and maybe we'll see some a bit closer up. Maybe not, but I have got a tour again later on where I might have a chance to see some flamingos and a few other things. Just got back from the tour and I'm heading into downtown Kravlik, which I've forgotten the name of the place where I am in Bonaire. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like here. It's only about 5 minutes away from the ship, and I've got a little bit of time before my next excursion, so I'm going to have a bit of a walk around, see if there's anything interesting or unique. One thing's for sure though, I can smell the food here and it smells good. So there's not a lot here, there's just a few touristy shops. All I really want to get is a fridge magnet to say I've been here. But the buildings are really beautiful, the different colours. Obviously it looks a lot nicer when the sun's shining brightly. but at least it's not as cloudy as it was this morning. So I'm on the trail of the Arawak Indians, and we've just stopped off at a viewpoint. So it's kind of crazy. We're in this, like, what I'd say looked like a school bus. It's bright yellow. A school bus, or an American school bus without windows, with huge tyres. It's kind of like an off-road school bus going all over the place. And there's like these bushes at the sides that have got like 3-inch thorns. So we have to keep our legs and arms inside so we don't get the thorns stuck in our arms or legs. But yeah, this is really good fun so far. So we just arrived at a cave where there's going to be some cave paintings on the ceiling. So this is the part that I'm really excited about seeing. Oh, God, look, there's a lizard.
No clue.
Is it a person?
I've been informed that these are stars.
Okay.
Each tiny little spot, each tiny little red dot is a star.
So as you may have heard in the video, the paintings are meant to be stars. No idea what paint was used, but it's still here after 3,400 years.
But it also makes that coral piece a little bit lighter than if it's only a coral piece. And
so one of the stories I found really interesting was about a fruit called a calabash. And the calabash fruit is found in Venezuela as well as here. And when it's dried, it rattles, it shakes. And that's kind of the origin of maracas. When they're dried, make brilliant bowls and ways to carry water. So the Arawak Indians would use the fruits dried to carry water between different places. Also nowadays, the fruit when it's fresh is cut in half, and a lot of the locals will take out the insides and it stinks. They will put that around their house and it will stop scorpions, spiders, mosquitoes, all sorts of insects coming into the house. I don't know if it's due to the smell or if it's due to the chemicals inside, but it stops a lot of those kind of horrible bugs coming inside. Some people even put it on themselves as repellent against different types of bugs and insects.